Hi, we're going to learn how to get started programming in Java. Okay, and in order to do that, we need two pieces of software. Okay, we need what's called development environment. Okay, another word for programming sometimes is software development. So the word development is related to that. Okay, so the environment where we are going to write our code, basically, that's what development environment means. And we are going to use a development environment called NetBeans. Okay, it's a widely used piece of software that is used to both write and run Java code. It has lots of helpful features like prompting you with correct spelling and syntax to reduce your errors. Okay, so all that help is integrated into the development environment, hence the term integrated development environment. Okay, so we're going to use NetBeans to both write our code, okay, and a lot of our code is going to be kind of like English, words like if, while, for, and do, and so on. Okay, however, sorry, I should also say that we're also going to use NetBeans to run our code. Okay, but there's an in-between step. Okay, what we need to do is we need to convert our code to ones and zeros. Okay, to machine code. Okay, so in order to do that, we need another piece of software called a Java Development Kit. Okay, and or JDK for short. And what JDK does is it compiles the text that we write, the Java code text that we write in NetBeans. It converts it or compiles it into machine code, into ones and zeros. Okay, and then we want to run this code, we can just use NetBeans for that. Okay, so there's three steps involved in, if you like, using the Java code we're going to write. Two of them we can do them, the first and the third, with NetBeans14, but we also need the Java Development Kit. Okay, so we can't run our code unless we have the Java Development Kit. So we're going to need to download and install that first. Okay, so this is essentially what we need to do. Okay, that's why we need it. We need JDK to convert our code into machine code. Okay, so step 3 here, downloading and installing, or downloading JDK. So, sorry, downloading JDK, never mind the word and there. Okay, so you just do a search. Okay, JDK downloader, download JDK. So let's take the first link here, oracle.com. Java downloads, and it says Java 19 is what's available now. Okay, so I want to pick the operating system here, Windows. Okay, and I'm going to pick the 64-bit installer here. Okay, so let's do that. So we click that, and that's going to download here, about 158 megabytes. Okay, so that takes a little bit of time. Okay, so that's nearly finished here. Once the blue circle stops flashing, we can then install this. Okay, so let's do that. You just click on it once in the browser. If you're using another browser, accessing your actual downloaded software will be slightly different. This is within Chrome. Okay, I already have this on my system, but I am going to reinstall it just so you can see what's involved. Okay, so Windows will have a few dialog boxes where they'll ask you, are you sure you want to do this? Okay, so you take yes on that. So here's the installation wizard that will come up after that. Now, just watch here. This is where it's planning to install JDK. Okay, so inside a folder called Java, inside program files, inside the C drive. And if we actually look at that on my machine here, and Java, if you notice there, I have JDK 18 here, 11, and older versions. Okay, so I don't have version 19 in here. I did have I deleted it, but probably not the right way, so that's why it still has a record of it. Okay. Anyway, let's click next on this, and we should see a folder appearing here. Okay, and you will be asked again, do you want to make changes to your machine? Okay, and when you click yes on that, you can see a new folder has appeared here. And then the installation continues. Okay, so successfully installed. So let's close that. Let's come back here. Okay, so we've now got that. Next step, setting the path of the JDK. So let's do that. Okay, so what is involved here? Well, essentially, because this is a separate part to the development environment, or you could have another development environment as well that would also use the JDK. We need to tell the operating system where the JDK is, or which version. You can see I have 18 in there already, and now I've just installed version 19. Okay, so what you do is you go to the search box on the bottom left of your taskbar, okay, and just type env. Okay, and that should bring up edit the system environment variables. Okay, so click on that. Okay, and inside that you pick the advanced tab. It's coming up as default on mine, hopefully on yours as well, and then click environment variables. And then what you need to do is you need to go down to the path here. Okay, and if you look in the path, we have various pieces of software, okay, that we need to have information on. So this is the one we're interested in. You can see JDK 18 is here already. So I need to change that to 19. So basically I need to find the bin folder in JDK 19. So let's try and find that. Here we go, program files, Java, JDK 19, and here's the bin folder. Okay, so I just come up here to the pathway up here. I click once to highlight that and Control C to copy it. Okay, and then I'm going to double click on that to make it active. Hit enter. Okay, and then OK that. OK that. OK that. Okay, so that's done. Let's check the JDK path. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go back into our search box on the taskbar at the bottom left beside the shutdown switch, and I'm going to look for CMD, which is short for the command prompt. Okay, so what you type here is the word Java space hyphen version. Okay, and what this tells me is that the version of Java being used is using version 19 of the JDK here. Okay, so the path seems to have worked. Just to exit out of that. Okay, so let's move on to step 7, downloading NetBeans14. Okay, so just go back to search engine, just type NetBeans. Okay, and NetBeans is developed by Apache, who do a lot of great work. It's a type of web server, but the organization themselves have some great products. Okay, so we're going to click basically netbeans.apache.org, and we're going to click on download. Okay, now in the labs, NetBeans15 is in use. Sorry, NetBeans14 is in use. NetBeans15 is the default here. It's just come out recently. So we're going to go for NetBeans14. So you click on the older releases. Okay, and then you download. Okay, and the next question is, which of these links do I pick? Okay, I want to pick the 64-bit Windows version, and I want the executable file. Okay, and you can see there's a possibility here for Linux or Mac operating system as well. Okay, so I'm going to pick this one. Now, depending on your system, you may have an older version of NetBeans. You may get another page coming up with a link up top that we're going to click, or it may start downloading immediately. So I'm just going to click this. So just make sure you're picking Windows x64.exe. So I click on that, and you can see it's starting to download here. Okay, 430 megabytes ish, takes a while. Okay, so that is just about downloaded now. Here we go here. Okay, the blue circle is stopped, so I'm just going to click on that, and that will start the installation for NetBeans. Okay, and Windows User Account Controller will ask you, do you want to make changes to your PC? So you take yes on that, and then the installer gets configured. Okay, and off with the installer. Okay, and then you can customize. Okay, so you can see here that not only can we write Java with NetBeans, we can also create web pages, HTML5, JavaScript, or PHP web pages as well. Rather large installation, so we're not going to put it all in the video. Let's click next here. And okay, you can read that, or you can just click, move on to next. Now, this is telling us where the software is going to go. Okay, program files, NetBeans. You can see I have 8.2 here. I don't have version 14. And here is the familiar JDK path. Okay, so it's picking that up from the operating system. Okay, so we take next on that. Do check for updates. And off we go. Okay, and eventually you do get installed. Okay, so you get this screen coming up here. Okay, so we can finish on that. That is Apache, NetBeans14, and notice over here in program files we've got NetBeans14 folder. Okay, part of the installation involves putting a shortcut up here. Okay, and what you can do then, if you notice down here, I have it pinned here to my taskbar as well. Now that may come up as a default. Okay, you can see unpin from taskbar, so it probably comes up as a default, but if it doesn't, you can just pick pin from taskbar here. So unpin will take it off. Okay, you can see it's gone, and then just pin to taskbar, it should come back there. Okay, so that is NetBeans14 download and install, and the JDK as well, with NetBeans14 being able to actually access the JDK that we've just installed.